Welcome QBE Fantasy Football League owners. This is your Week 4 recap. This week, we're going to have some drama. We have Kickergate with Pat and Dan against the world. And we have Corey and Eric Langfeld made a trade earlier this week. It looks like Corey traded Mark Andrews and Le'Veon Bell for Michael Thomas and Frank Gore. I don't know why Corey got rid of Bell. His running backs are pretty weak, but that's his decision. Anyway, let's get to the recaps. Hope you enjoy. Don't take anything too offensively, ladies and gentlemen. Here's the first game of the week. Eric versus Harry. Both of these teams had a slow week. Eric made a clutch decision putting in Darrell Williams in his lineup as it gave him 17 points. Cooper Kupp had himself a week, giving Harry's team 22 points. So all I needed going into that Sunday night game was Alvin Kamara and Dak Prescott to combine for 20 points, which would give me the victory. Seems like it'd be an easy task, right? Not so much. Turns out they come up short, and that gives Eric Langfeld the victory over Harry. We're going to have to hear about it all week, aren't we, Eric? Luckily, he leaves for Australia next week, and we won't see him for a couple months. Final score, 85-89. Here's your next matchup, Dan versus Jake. Dan starts out the week fast on Thursday Night Football, having Devontae Adams have a big game for the Packers. Even though the Packers couldn't secure a victory this week, Adams scores 23 points for Dan's team. Dan was probably thinking, probably going to have it pretty easy this week. Eckler's going to be playing the Dolphins, should score big there. Well, he was right. Eckler scored 26 points against that awful defense they have. Unlucky though, however, for Dan, Josh Allen had a helmet-to-helmet in the Patriots game, and he was knocked out for the rest of the game. Jake had an opportunity here. Luckily, he had Chris Godwin have an absolutely crazy game, scoring 2 touchdowns for 174 yards. He gave Jake 35 points, which was plenty to take the victory over Dan this week. Final score, 113-102. Jake wins this matchup. Here's your next game, Bruce versus Odgers. Bruce finally looks to have had enough of our insults. This week his team is looking good. He has Connor, Landry, and Goff all go off for 20-plus points. Unlucky for him, though. Odgers is starting to hit his stride. Nick Chubb pushes his team over the top, giving him the high score of the week. I can tell you one thing. Bully Chubb must have given his team a good pep talk because they are starting to explode. Look out, owners. Otter's team is a force to be reckoned with. Final score, 92-123. On to the next game, Corey versus Kelly. Kelly showed some weakness this week. However, Christian McCaffrey didn't let her down. He put her entire team on his back and carried her straight to victory. It looks like when Mahomes has an off week, it just doesn't look good for Corey's team. He only scores 18 points this week, which for every other quarterback, that's great. But for him, not so much. Corey can't take advantage of Kelly's time of weakness. Final score, 92-70. Kelly wins. Kelly goes to 4-0. Way to make a statement, Kelly. This next matchup is being sponsored by Chicken Lips. If you like chicken wings, get your ass to Chicken Lips. Next matchup, Phil versus Dave. Phil had Aaron Rodgers starting out on Thursday Night Football, getting 422 passing yards and scoring 2 touchdowns, giving him 24.5 points. Since the position of the week was QB, Phil takes that and wins that $5. Congratulations, Phil. You had another great showing, Phil, this week. You almost came pretty close to this victory again. However, Leonard Fournette had a great week for Dave, giving him 25 points. He also had Galladay have a great week against the Chiefs, scoring 21 points. Dave had the second highest score of the week, actually, and it was plenty to get by Phil this week. Final score, 120-112. Dave wins this one. Here's your last game of the week, Pat versus Dew. This is my game of the week. This was such a close matchup. This week we had Kickergate, as Pat had technical difficulties and was unable to pick up a kicker. However, Dan saw a damsel in distress and came swooping in to rescue him. Anyways, we have 5 owners vote to reject Pat from getting the kicker and 6 that showed empathy and gave him the benefit of the doubt. I didn't vote, though. Just wanted to make that clear. Next time, please come to me with questions earlier than 15 minutes before the waiver process time. This actually made this matchup pretty close, though, as Pat really was only in it because of the Patriots defense. It was saving him this week. It came down to the last few minutes of the game, however. All I can say is, even with Boswell in his lineup, Pat was still unable to take down Duke, giving him the first victory of the season. I heard a rumor, though. He's leaving the company. I guess he can't handle being 1-3 in this league. Since you won, though, maybe you'll want to stick around now, Duke. I don't know. Maybe. Final score, 88-89. Webster's Dictionary has karma defined as fate or destiny resulting from one's previous actions. Well, Kickergate, Dan, Pat, can't say anything about it. Karma got you. You both lost. Makes me feel good. I know I lost. Oh well. Hope you guys enjoyed those recaps.